So, promised a bunch of the people back in Canada I'd do a video of the Horsch booth here at Agritechnica. So, I'll run you through here quickly, hopefully, all the stuff happening here in the Horsch booth and show you what's up. So we're in the Horsch booth here. Looks like they're seeing how hard you can hit her with the hammer. Oh. Oh. I know. Might have to let the Alberta guys give her a smash with the hammer there and put her through the roof. We'll see. I'll try that one later on, maybe after a few beers. So, first one we got, the Pronto 3 DC. I haven't seen one of these, but I have worked on a Pronto 40 DC, the big 40 footer. We got a Pronto 7 DC and a Horsch mini drill on the back of it. This, I believe, is a Horsch Versa. It's like a rototiller in the front, a PTO and a disc seater in the back. Got a Cultro, I believe. Another mini drill. This one's a Joker 5 CT. 3 points. To go up here in the back of the booth, we have restaurants, bar, lots of meeting rooms in the back. Guys are having lunch or drinking a bunch of beers, maybe a vodka. Up top there, we got the 2.2 CS, which is the 3-point hitch sprayer. We don't see many of those in Canada, but more popular over here in Europe. Okay. This one here is a Kira 18, which I believe would be 18 meter, which I believe is a 60 foot. So a tine harrow. Here they call this one a Versa 6SW. So again, the kind of the rototiller underneath and a seater behind. Right here we have a Finer SL. We got an Avatar SL, and then the front tank for it. We call it the Partner 2.4. There's a Sprinter 6.25 SL. This one here is the Tarano. So this guy here is brand new. It's super interesting, but I'll show you a bit more in depth on this one. So this is the Solus 1047 SX. So dual wheels, a little bit different than most of our carts, the dual wheels here. I don't know the seeding and the planting and tillage stuff as much as the sprayers. The sprayers are my babies, but I'm kind of showing you everything here today. But this one is the Solus SX. So it's going to be a super narrow spacing planter. So it's got these big packing tires here in the front. The bulk fill in the big tanks. Going back to the boxes here. But what this will be is an 8.8 inch spacing planter. So possibly planting, you know, wheats or cereals on super narrow spacing. The video screen's going up there. Yeah, this is brand new, this Solus. Jeremy, you want to be on YouTube?
No.
Okay. Do you want to talk about the Solus at all? I don't know them very well, so.
Plant it all.
This will plant it all, right? And brand new for this year.
Still in
Prototype,
yeah,
pre-production,
experimental stage.
experimental. Cool. Right on. So does the row unit change much for the metering?
Metering is the same.
Metering is the same, okay.
Yeah, and this is all airspeed.
Airspeed.
So it's all constant pressure.
Yeah, yeah.
One thing that I was noticing was the loafers were changed.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting concept. But I think the big topic on it is it's going to take an operator to run it.
Yeah. Well, just like anything.
Joe Bob will be able to do it.
That's right. Thank you. Okay, I don't see many of these around, but they're kind of cool. So this is a Focus 6TD with mini drill in the front. So 3 different products, 3 different meters. We got deep ripper shanks. So deep ripper shanks, which you can deep band fertilizer. If you follow it around the back. We got big packer wheels. And then we have a dual, so number one, we have our narrow spacing, right, for the seed. And we got these little spreaders down here to spread fertilizer in front. So 3 products. Here's a Joker 7RT Plus. Go back and show you the back side of this Focus. Looks like they put a different packer option on these ones here on this side. Good. All right, this one we see a lot more of in Canada, but this is the Avatar 1025 SD. But usually what we see is the 60-footer or the 40-footer version in Canada. So this one's just a little bit smaller, but row units are very similar. So you got all the blockage sensors on the towers. Big rubber on these. They're putting on, what are they? 710 tires on this tank. But again, they have the mini drill mounted on the front for a separate product. And this is new this year, new monitors for all the machines. All right, so let's get into the planters here. It's like a pretty wide spacing planter. But looks like they're putting fertilizer down with coulters in the front on these and a planter row units behind. So they call this one the Maestro 12 CX. I kind of like this, the side saddle tank on the side of the planter, another metering unit there in the bottom. Another little smaller size planter. So here we have a Cruiser 7 XL. It's a little stand on our road control system. So the road control, what it does, just individual section control, right, per unit on those towers. Shuts off for your section control. Okay, what else do we got here? So this is a Fortis AS right here. And then if you look behind it, we have a Tiger. So we see these in Canada quite a bit as well. They're starting to sell the Tiger 4 MT. So double row of big heavy duty discs and ripper shanks there behind. Some more people having beers back there. All right. What else do we got? Some more of the Cruiser, the back end of the Cruiser. Here we go with Maestro. So this would be a Maestro 24.50 SV. So again, has the coulters in the front for your dry fertilizer. And the bulk fill with the boxes on the back end on the row units. Just like that. Okay, so we'll get into my baby here with the sprayers. So we got a new cab now that's coming on these machines. So new Kloss cab, a lot of changes that were put in with this new Kloss cab as well. But we'll run through some of the changes we put on the machine. This is a 6460, so the big 460 horsepower engine is now released. So this machine is the most powerful sprayer ever built. So it's 50 more horsepower than the nearest competitor. So this is an option we've been putting on from Europe, but we put on these big covers here for sensitive crops, like sunflowers. I don't think it'll be good for tall corn. You know, we'll still put on the big disc all the way around here for the tall corn market. So this option right here is going to be new. So what we have is a button up here, and then you hit that button, the whole front fill then drops down. This is an option here for the pump for the front, but most of the Canadian machines will have just the 3-inch fill here, and this will be my rinse tank fill, and then you'll have the digital tank level sensor. But usually you'll never fill this machine when it's in the high position. So right now, you know, they're showing it off in the high position for tall corn. Usually I'll hit a button in the cab, it drops down, it takes about 30 seconds, and I'll fill with this. This line right here will be sitting, you know, right about hip height when you're filling. So this bar in the front is all new on the bottom of the cab. The style of the front is all changed. A new option for this year, if you can see it there, but there's our auto greaser. So now it comes, all the grease points you can see inside here are the grease nipples all have lines going to them. I'll show you the inside of the cab on the outside one there. It's a bit easier to get at. So the ladder has been redesigned. So now the ladder goes straight up and down instead of folding over to the side. So newly designed ladder. Underneath the cab, this is all plastic underneath here now instead of stainless steel on the last version. Go underneath here. So the new model, there's a bunch of small things that have changed, but these are black instead of gray now up here. We put these big plastic covers on to protect the airbags, protect the wheel motors, keep everything clean around here. Side station is all very similar. So this setup here is 133 boom, 133 feet, 1,700 gallons, and the 460 horsepower engine with the lift kit. I'll do another video of it working in the field, but a new option we just got working. We install a gyroscopic sensor on the frame, and now these cylinders here usually are lifting the machine up and down for tall corn, but now it's going to shift side to side when we're on side hills. So it'll be like a side hill combine, but for spraying. You got a pull type here. They call this one the Lead 5LT. So the 5 stands for 5,000 liters, poly tank. All right, we currently have one of these in Canada, so we're just starting to get into this market. But this is the 12 TD, and I'm gonna do another video on this one after, but we'll come back to him. But big pull type sprayer. Here's the new cab. Once I get inside here, I'll do another video inside the new cab, show you all the cool stuff that's happening on that new cab. This is a new model up here. Oh, I found a friend. I gotta pause it. Okay, got a little sidetracked. Some farmers from Alberta stop in, and then some friends from Saskatchewan I actually ran into here. For farmers from all around the world here stopping into Agritechnica. So this model right here is new for this year. So they call this the 5.230, so 5230 VT. So it's a narrower track spacing, smaller engine, less clearance. And then we go to a different style of suspension as well. This one has the new cab on it. But again, we'll go and take a look at the new cab inside. So this is closer to what we do for the Canadian front fill. So we won't have that big pump on the front. We'll have this filter, our rinse line, the 3-inch fill, and then our tank level. But on the Canadian version, it'll be on a hydraulic cylinder coming down to here. We've got a transformer, 6BF. They got the mini drill on the back. We got a front tank right here. Put down the front 3-point hitch of your tractor. Put chemical or fertilizer in there. So what this guy does is inter-row cultivation. And they have all the different options here on the back. But it comes with this camera here, so it adjusts on your hitch side to side to keep between the rows. That's a 2.4 CT for the front tank. Another one, 1.8 FT. And this is the big 3-point hitch sprayer. Got row units in here. And all of the different electronic innovations Horsch is working on. So this is new that we got coming on right now. So we were testing this in Manitoba last year, where we're collecting the data of the spot spray. So this is working right now. We have a camera up here and the lights. So it's just sensing the green on brown at this point and spraying the weeds based on the camera readout. So right now it's set just in demo mode, but it is actually working. The software is working and it is spraying where those weeds are running. Pretty crazy stuff. So what I like about this system, say what you want about spot spray, the integration that we're doing right now, these are Raven Hawkeye nozzles. This is a Hawkeye 2 system that we're going to be able to just add the camera to and then do spot spraying. Just like that. Okay, so what this is right here, it's showing us the two different nozzle control systems Horsch has. So we got our Raven Hawkeye 2 on this side. And then we have the Horsch Auto Select here on this side. So you can see our nozzle control, a little bit different than the solenoid system. Okay, I'm gonna run you through our big monster 12 TD pull type. Show you what I like about it. So, right off the start, we have a hydraulic hitch. For the Canadian market, we would probably change this a little bit. We put a ring hitch on here. We got big storage tanks here on the side, or storage area. We have our pump right here, diaphragm pump. Our tanks, it's called a 12 TD, which means 12,000 liters. What the Canadian conversion comes out to is 3,355 gallons. These are poly tanks on this one, but you can order it as a stainless steel. The boom size is pretty impressive on this guy. So this is a 160 foot boom. So 160 feet and 3,300 gallons on the tank. The tires we have on here, they're big, tall tires. So these are VF 520 85R50 Trailbergs, and they're steerable. So these tires will turn hydraulically. So this tire will run in the same tracks as the front tire of your tractor. This tire here will run in the same tracks as the back tire of your tractor when you're turning. So if we go up and look at our boom control on this system, it works the exact same way as our self-propelled. So we have the independent center rack. We have a Raven Hawkeye 2 system on this 160 footer. You can see our steerable axles down here and the air brakes underneath. So one unique thing about this sprayer with the two tanks, right? When you have this thing filled up right to the top, it's gonna start pulling chemical out of the back tank first. Once that back tank is empty, right, you're leaving all the weight on your hitch. You know, puts more stability on that tractor and better for climbing hills. Once the back tank's almost empty, then it'll start sucking out of that front tank and empty it next. So we have central tire inflation. So the tires will go up and down. It's got a PTG system on it. So as your tank level goes up or down, the computer will automatically adjust the pressure inside your tires to raise and lower it. Okay, this guy is brand new. We've never had one of these in Canada before, but it's very similar frame design to the 12 TD right beside it, the big sprayer. But now we're building a fertilizer spreader with air booms. So I'll run you through this quick. The capacity on it is 14 ton of fertilizer, and it's 160 feet air boom. So it is the widest air spreader I've ever heard of. So we're calling this the Lieb Zurich 14FS fertilizer spreader. So it has some unique features that you won't see on many other fertilizer spreaders. We'll kind of run you through them. So we have the new monitor here from Horsch. The hydraulic jack. It is isobus, so you can run it with any monitor you want, but Horsch does have a new monitor. The tires will have, you know, the same thing, the active control. So the back axle will follow the front axle, or the axles on the tractor. We're putting big monster tires on here. So we have IF 650 85 R42 tires. Huge tires. Here's our air distribution system and the fans back here. Same thing, air brakes again. So underneath here, if you want to start looking at how this all works, see our air tanks. Underneath, it's going to work just like a grain cart. So you have long augers underneath and slides. So it's going to try to empty the back half of the cart first before it empties the front. So you're trying to keep all the weight on the hitch. Try to show you that auger underneath. All right. So here's the cleanouts and the augers underneath. All stainless steel components on the inside for whatever touches fertilizer. So see how busy it is, but we'll try to do a little walk around in the metering system. So the gates open and close down here on one auger. The second auger takes it up to this doghouse. They have a model of it down here, so we'll show you the model. So the auger is going to come in through here on the doghouse. Once it's inside here, there's 12 different meter rollers. So what that means is now we have section control, 12 different sections. So it's going to be the most sections ever built on an air boom fertilizer spreader. We're also going to try to add in a second product, right? So we'll have multi-products on 12 section control, 160 feet. We also have an option to make this boom a 120 foot boom instead of a 160. But so each one of these hydraulic drives will be sent out to a number of deflectors depending on how wide your boom is. So you're probably wondering on capacity. So what the guys are telling me is roughly 300-400 pounds per acre, up to 20 kilometers per hour. You know, at 160 feet, that's a pile of fertilizer. So the boom height control on this is going to be kind of interesting. If you look closely, it's switching to a radar sensor instead of ultrasonic. So we're coming out with our own Horsch radar control for the boom heights. And it also has the flex. So this fertilizer spreader will have the inside lift up there for the boom height control. Also has right here this outside lift. And unique to the Horsch, also has the parallelogram, which is going to drop this back rack up and down instead of having your booms rigid out the side. So that's how we're able to get out to 160 feet. We have the new Kloss Horsch cab, same cab on the new Kloss Combine. So it's a bigger cab, wider slightly. Now we have our new joystick. So I'll kind of run you through on the new joystick what I want to do with it here. So it changes now. Our old style joystick, you had your hand sitting like this. So now we're like this. Has a cork finish here on the outside. So the two buttons, I'll run you through the buttons on here. So we have our master switch right here. 2 cruise control speeds, C1 and C2 for cruise. I have center rack up and down, right side up and down, left side up and down. I have 3 different presets for boom heights. So what I want to put in here is going to be just like a combine, my header height control on a combine. So I'll have, you know, my low heights, my mid, and my tall height. It'll automatically change the height then whenever you're hitting those buttons. The rest of the buttons at the top, I can possibly have, you know, fence row nozzles, or, you know, maybe whatever you want to program in there, 4-wheel steer, headland mode, all that kind of stuff. If you look at the back of the joystick, it has a trigger back there. a roller wheel, and another trigger here at the bottom. So this one here is going to be to get it from forward to reverse. If you hold this button down right here, it activates a second function, like a shift feature on the back of a case combine. It allows you to program something different into all these buttons when you're holding back the shift button. All right, tough to get in here. It's a busy place, but I'll give you a run through on the new cab and the monitors. So new cloth cab, the buddy seat is now leather, opens up the other direction. So we have our fridge inside there. New leather seats, all the controls are down here for the heat and the cooling seat. Armrest, leather. Okay, so this is really nice, but now the whole seat will swivel all the way over to the right. So all the way over to the left it goes, and then to the right. So what that means, now when I'm swiveled all the way over to the right, it's not as far to look over my right shoulder back at the booms. So we got our cup holders up here, wireless cell phone holder and charger. For our GPS and auto steer here, you can put in whatever monitor you like, whether you want Trimble, Raven, John Deere, Topcon, Ag Leader, are all the ones I put into it. The right-hand console is the exact same as a Kloss combine. So I'll run you through all the buttons over here on this side. These switches right here are all gonna be virtual sections. So on, off, 7 sections right here. We have boom, fold in, fold out. We have 4-wheel steer on, off, 4-wheel steer manual. We have road mode, field mode, ready to spray mode, ladder up and down, and then 4 programmable buttons right here. We have park brake right here, forward and reverse if you're using the gas pedal to run the machine, so you can run it with your foot or you can run it with your hand. Then you have some radio controls down here. It's not installed yet, but up here we're putting a big touchscreen monitor, and it's all gonna be Apple CarPlay or Android Auto wireless control up here for your Bluetooth. The headliner is all different now for your HVAC control. It looks like a lot nicer, and these are all your lights up here. We probably won't install this monitor, we won't need it, so this one's going away. We'll have the ISOBUS all running through here, but in the background of the ISOBUS, we'll have all your spray functions running. But up in here in the new monitor, we're going to have anything on the ISOBUS we can display. So I'll show you how it runs. It's not a touch screen, it's just the A-post monitor. This button down here controls everything on the A-post. So we'll go back and I'll run you through all the functions on here. So we'll go to the home button first. So on the home button we have fuel level, we have engine hours, outside temperature at the top there. We have dates, time, and oh sorry, that was def on this side. This side over here is going to be our fuel. We'll go to the bottom corner down here, we have RPM, we have speed over here. We have our 2 cruise control speeds. We have our 4-wheel steering on off, auto steer on off. The inclination for our side hill option is showing right here. This is our lift kit, how high it is, and then our axle spacing in and out. We have the ladder, joystick functions, what gear you're in, the park brake, all down here. Tank level, main tank, tank level, rinse tank, the agitation level, whether your pump's on or off, your application rate, and your target, and your actual, and then you have your spray pressure right here. In here we have all of our sections, whether they're on or off, and our boom height control, whether it's on or off. At the top, these are customizable. So whatever you want to see for all of your spray functions will be showing up here. I'll run you through the next one. So if I go across, now you have your camera page on this one. Next page will just be all the settings. So all your different, to program your joystick, that type of stuff. So we go back down to the joystick. This is the new joystick design. If I pull down the trigger on the back, I can use all these buttons and program them all right now. But if I pull down that trigger, that top light changes color to green now, and now these buttons all have a different function, or you can program in a different function. So, you know, things like fence row nozzle, rate up, down, whatever you can think of, you can program in there. Let my finger off, now it changes back. So the way the joystick works, it goes forward, back, and also side to side.
farmed it against